This is Mommy Sexual reporting for duty.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Okay, so in today's video, I am going to be giving you guys my top 10 best theories slash discussion videos from Mommy Sexual. I decided to make this video because this channel has been a thing since 2015. I know a lot of people have subscribed to my channel since then, and a lot of my videos that I have made within these 3 years have not been seen, so I figured I would just compile a list of videos that I feel like represent basically my best body of work on this channel in terms of discussions and theory videos. So if you happen to be new to my channel and this is the first video that you've ever seen, you'll have an idea of what videos to potentially check out first that I personally recommend. I will also link these videos in the description below. So coming in at number 10, we have how Devil Homura will force Sayaka to become evil. I'm not gonna lie, this particular video was so fun to make because I was essentially like having my own version of a boner in relationship to the idea that that Sayaka could possibly submit to Homura in the next movie, and I essentially show some fan art and I talk about why I like the idea of this happening, and I also talk about I also talk about how it could make sense, and I try to lead a discussion into the idea of Sayaka becoming Devil Homura's knight. Like, evil Devil Homura essentially uses her witchcraft on Sayaka and bends her to her will. So that's essentially what that video is about. I had a lot of fun making that because Devil Homura x Sayaka is my favorite Madoka Magica pairing. I have some more videos in the future where I'm going to be talking more about that because I really do love that pairing, and I really love the idea of Sayaka submitting to Devil Homura and being forced to comply and become her knight. I think it would be so twisted, but at the same time so hot and sexy. So if you want to see the first video that I made on this channel where I talk about that pairing being a thing and while showing off some lovely fan art, link below in the description. Hoi hoi hoi. Okay, coming in at number 9, we have Everyone Fights for Madoka. This is probably one of my most creative discussions that I ever made on this channel because I essentially connect Madoka Magica characters to chess pieces. Essentially, there was like some chess pieces that were created that resembled Madoka Magica characters, and in this video I analyzed like the chess pieces a little bit and try to figure out why these chess pieces were connected to certain characters. Like, you have Kyubey, who's a pawn, and I think you have Madoka, who is a king, and you have other characters that represent, you know, like the rook and the bishop. So this is basically a discussion video where I talk about the chess pieces that were made in the form of Madoka characters, and I talk about what it signifies, like what each piece signifies as it's connected to the girl that it is connected to. So if that sounds interesting to you, check it out. As I said, I think that that's probably my most unique discussion that I was able to make, and I definitely like how that video turned out, so check it out. Coming in at number 8, Mystery of Fairies in the concept trailer finally revealed. This is essentially a video which was a Madoka concept trailer analysis speculation video where I talked about what the fairies within the Madoka concept trailer could signify. I actually was probably the first person on YouTube to upload this idea that the fairies that the reason that the fairies are connected to Madoka is because, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. You totally have to go check out that video if you want to know what my thoughts are. Number 7, how Hitomi made Sayaka into a witch. This is a video that I really liked. This is a video where I essentially take the entire conversation that Hitomi has with Kyouske, and I basically try to figure out, based on body language as well as head movements and lip movements, I try to analyze what it is that these two are saying within this particular scene, because obviously if you watch this scene in the anime, we don't have any words. It's like we don't have any words, we don't have any subtitles or dialogue, so we basically don't have any way of knowing when we first watch this scene in the anime what these two are actually saying. So I essentially recorded myself analyzing, and you can kind of see me, you know, pausing the video at certain points, and I think rewinding certain parts where I'm essentially analyzing the whole way that they're talking based on body language, and I'm basically expressing what I think they're saying, like word per word, what I think they're saying in every single moment. So this was a really fun video to make, and I think it was very fun to analyze the conversation that the two are having with no words or subtitles. So yeah, I really like that one. Be sure to check it out. That is a great video. Okay, so coming in at number 6, we have Kyoko Wasted in the third movie. This is definitely one of my favorite videos. And the reason that I say this is because I essentially talk about my overall feelings about Kyoko and her lack of impact within the third Madoka Magica movie, because there is a huge difference between how Kyoko was in the original series as opposed to how she is presented in the third movie. And in this video, I essentially talk about that. Actually, you have to watch the video to see, but that's essentially what the video is about. I'm very happy with this discussion. I think a lot of people who watched the video already have enjoyed it, and a lot of people agreed with what I said. So yeah, be sure to check that video out, and maybe you can leave your own feelings about how you feel Kyoko is utilized between the first Madoka Magica anime and the movie. Okay, coming in at number 5, I once made a video called Hitomi's Hidden Feelings for Kyouske. This was a fun video to make because I essentially analyzed what Hitomi did in relationship to confronting Sayaka and saying, hey, I'm going to give you X amount of time to confess your feelings toward kyouske, otherwise I'm going to do it myself and I'm going to steal him from you. So I essentially analyze this confrontation that Sayaka and Hitomi have, and it's really interesting because a lot of people viewed Hitomi as being very innocent in relationship to how she dealt with Sayaka. They were kind of like, oh, but she was being so honest and she was being so upfront with her. And to be honest with you, I kind of think that was bullshit. I kind of think that that's not really true, but if you want to hear what I thought about that, then go ahead and watch that video. You could essentially say it is my analysis of their conversation, and I think I present enough information to make people maybe have a second thought on Hitomi in relationship to how she went about the whole thing with Sayaka, so check that out. Coming in at number 4, understanding Kyoko's father. I am not going to lie, I think that in terms of discussion, if we're talking about a discussion that I did from start to finish, this is arguably my best video on this channel. I just personally love the way that I went about it, because this is basically a video where I talk about Kyoko's father and I talk about his reaction to Sayaka's wish. And I guess you can kind of say that because within the different story manga and within the series of Madoka Magica, Kyoko's father is looked upon as being a villain. He's looked upon as being a bad guy for not understanding his daughter and reacting the way that he did by doing what he did to Kyoko's family. So in this video, you could essentially say that I make an attempt to try to see things from his perspective, because obviously within this series we all understand Kyoko's perspective, but in this video I took the time to really analyze and understand why Kyoko's father did what he did and how he must have felt during the entire interaction that he had with Kyoko that led up to all those tragic events happening. I just felt like, in terms of looking at things from another person's perspective, I think that I did a really great job as far as presenting how Kyoko's father must have felt and why he should not be completely blamed for the actions that he did against Kyoko. So if you want to see my my reasoning for why I feel how I feel about him, then be sure to check that video out. Coming in at number 3, how Kyubey will force Madoka to become a dark magical girl. This was a fun video to make. Again, another video where I was really happy with the way that I edited it overall with the clips and the music. This is a video where I present a theory as to how Kyubey could essentially become the main villain within the next Madoka Magica movie. I essentially presented it in a way where it made sense. It's another concept trailer analysis because Kyubey is not a character that people speculate a lot about because he's not really shown that much in the concept trailer, but I presented a theory as to what I think Kyubey is going to do in the next movie based on what little we see him do in the concept trailer. And as you can tell by the title and I guess the thumbnail, that is connected to Madoka. So if you want to check that video out, highly recommend it. It is definitely one of my best. Very proud of that one. So yeah, go check that out. Okay, so coming in at number 2, we have why the Homura fandom is cancer to her character. Okie dokie, this is a very interesting video that I made, because when I made this video, And if you've been following me on this channel, you may kind of know that I have a little bit of a history with Homura where she is not my favorite character. She's actually my least favorite character in Madoka Magica. And I made a video where I essentially ranted about how I kind of didn't like a certain aspect of her. And it's interesting because this was a video that I was a little bit afraid to upload at the time, because I remember thinking to myself, you know, Homura is the most popular character in Madoka Magica, and I know that most of the people that watch my videos are probably huge fans of her, so a lot of them are probably not going to take very kindly to the fact that I am not talking positively about her in this video. And I also think a lot of people who watch this video kind of misinterpreted what I said in regards to Homura. You know, so I would really advise you, if you watch this video, if you watch this video, pay very close attention to what I said, because this is not a video where I'm bashing Homura and saying that she sucks and that she's a terrible person. Because if you listen very carefully, you know, it's not really Homura herself that I'm attacking, but it's more like I'm attacking. And I'm not going to tell you that. You have to watch the video. I also want to mention that this video was made in 2016, and my feelings on Homura have actually changed. Like, I have a totally different perspective on this character now than I did 2 years ago. So I'm just letting you know, I'm actually going to release an updated video about my feelings on Homura and why I have changed my opinion on her. And if you want to see that video, you'll have to stick around for the future. But in the meantime, if you want to hear what my 2-year-old self said, basically 2016 self said, in regards to Homura, you know, when I was venting out my frustrations and about how I felt about her, then feel free to watch that video and feel free to leave an angry comment telling me why you think my 2-year-old self was wrong about his perspective on Homura. There actually have been quite a few people who have done that already, so you can totally go ahead and check that out. Yeah, this was a really fun video to make, and I always find like the like and dislike ratio to be kind of funny. This is probably the most dislikes I've ever gotten for a video, but yeah, it was fun to make. I really liked it. So yeah, feel free to check that out. And as I said, I do have my opinions on Homura have changed, so don't expect me to respond to any comments of anybody saying to me, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that about Homura." Like, again, I have a different perspective on her now, and I will make a video about that at some point. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so we are at number one, baby. Okay, so this is out of all the videos I have done on this channel as far as theories and discussions go, this is by far my number 1 favorite video, hands freaking down. This is basically the video that I made titled 3 Reasons Why Madoka Could Become Evil Within the Next Movie. Now, this is a video that I was very proud of, and not just because of the not just because of the views, but what I really liked about this video is, for me, I always felt like Madoka's character lacked something within the original series. I mean, obviously she was a very kind-hearted girl who made a wish that helped everybody in the end. But from my perspective, Madoka did not really show her dark side within the original anime, unlike the other girls, because we saw the dark side of every other girl like Sayaka, Mami, Kyoko, and Homura, but Madoka, for the most part, was essentially just a goody two-shoes throughout the whole series, which is really boring. After some time has gone by and after I've had a chance to look back on it, I think it would have been nice if we had seen the darker side of Madoka. And the concept trailer, believe it or not, actually shows a lot of evidence that points to the potential idea that Madoka could in fact become evil within the next movie. And this is a video where I essentially bring some evidence to light that supports the idea that the creators are at least considering the idea of making Madoka become evil and connect to her witch form in the next movie based on some of the images in the trailer. So if that sounds like an interesting discussion to you, then again, that'll be linked below. You can go check that out. I also have made a couple of other videos in relationship to Madoka being a witch, one of which I mentioned earlier, which was called How Kyubey Will Force Madoka to Become a Dark Magical Girl. This also connects to the idea of Madoka becoming evil in the next movie, so these are definitely 2 videos that I recommend watching. And I think another video that you can watch is I don't remember the title of it, but essentially it's a video that sounds like if Madoka becomes a witch in the next movie or becomes evil, then Homura is most likely going to be no more. And I made one more video about this topic, which was called, I think it was called Madoka Transformation Speculation, and in this video I present more evidence that supports the idea of Madoka becoming evil within the next movie, meaning becoming a personified evil version of herself. So yeah, if you are interested in that, all these videos that I mentioned will be linked below, and I will have them titled and have them listed there so you'll know which videos to click on and check out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. For those that actually stuck around and watched all this to the end, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are watching my content and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later, and enjoy the watching session. This is Mommy Sexual signing out. Peace.